What's going on, family? Samuel Genus here with Predict Your Business, where I help entrepreneurs wear less hats and grow their business in a more predictable way. This is my last day here in Jamaica. Been here for 8 days. Definitely coming back, but right now this is my last day, and I want to basically just give a quick summary, not a summary of my trip and all that, but more so I want to talk to you about systems and my summary concerning my observations concerning systems and infrastructure here in Jamaica, and why systems and infrastructure is important for your business. At the end of the day, this channel is dedicated to growing your business. And one of the biggest things that I've noticed here in Jamaica is the infrastructure and the system needs work. Yes, there's system here, because if systems wasn't here, you wouldn't have this, right? You wouldn't have, neighborhoods like this and stuff like that. There's also a lot of opportunities here in Jamaica. And the reason why there's a lot of opportunities here is because there are some economic challenges, there are some infrastructure challenges, there are some educational challenges, there are some manufacturing challenges, and these things can be solved if you look at the system, the infrastructure that's in place. Anytime you want to scale, you're going to need infrastructure. For example, if a ton of people are going to move into a community, you need to have roads. You need to have a road system. How are people going to get around from point A to point B, drive their car? You're going to need roads, bridges, right? Things of that nature. So you need a road infrastructure. You may need transportation. For example, buses, cabs, trains, airplanes, right? Ways for people to get around in the event where they don't have their own transportation, right? Then that requires gasoline, right? So there needs to be businesses that sell gas. But if the businesses are selling gas, guess what? You need money because the people need to be able to buy the gas. They have to be able to afford it. Now we get into cost of living. What does it cost to live a decent, reasonable quality of life? And here in Jamaica, what I've noticed is that, there are quite a bit of people who has a okay, decent quality of life. But there's also quite a bit of people who do not. The low income areas of America don't have nothing. I can't even compare it to the low income areas here in Jamaica. A lot of people, when they come to Jamaica, they want to go to the resorts because they're tourists. They're coming from other countries, and so they're used to going someplace nice. And so I didn't stay at the resorts. Me and my wife didn't stay at a plush hotel. We didn't want to. At least not now. Maybe when we come back. But we wanted to see Jamaica. The first place we stopped at was a neighborhood restaurant that, the food was 5-star. The location wasn't that 5-star, and the facilities wasn't 5-star, but the food was good. But that's my point, right? There is a quality of life that's lower, and the reason why the quality of life is lower is because of the lack of infrastructure and proper systems, right? And that's what I want to talk about. If you don't have the proper systems in place in your business, if you don't have the proper infrastructure, you will not be able to scale your business. It just won't work. Who's going to answer your phones? How are you going to solve customer issues? Who's going to do the sales? How are you going to market? What system are you going to use to reach your targeted audience? And when you find your targeted audience, when you locate them, how will you communicate with them on a consistent basis, right? How will you stay in front of them and keep your message in front of them? That requires systems. It requires infrastructure, those kind of things. Now, We're fortunate that Facebook exists. We're fortunate that companies like YouTube exist. We're fortunate that social media sites like LinkedIn and Instagram and Snapchat and the internet exists. We're fortunate that these things exist because guess what? It's part of our infrastructure. Many of you would not have a successful business if it wasn't for the internet. Now, can you imagine not having access to the internet? Can you just imagine that? Can you imagine having access to the internet, but the data speed is slow? That's what I mean by infrastructure, right? The internet has opened up so many opportunities for low-income people. It's opened up so many opportunities, even for rich people. It's opened up so many opportunities for husbands and wives and mom and pop shops. It's giving them a fighting chance to be successful. Because let's be honest, you didn't have the money to create a radio ad or a television ad. You didn't have enough money to get a billboard. And so thanks to people like Mark Zuckerberg and others who created, social media sites, thanks to the people who created the internet, thanks to the people who created smartphones. I mean, here I am in Jamaica with just a selfie stick, and here I am recording a video. I don't need, a camera crew. I don't need an audio technician. And here I am. This is what science and technology can do for us, right? But this phone, although I'm recording it, is still not good enough because I have to take the video and put it in the cloud. So the cloud, the internet cloud, is part of the infrastructure. And so just because you're a smart person doesn't mean your business is going to be successful. You need the help of other smart people. See, I didn't have to make the internet, but I got to learn how to use it. You feel me? We have to learn, we have to have other people around us in our community who's capable of helping us build infrastructure, helping us build systems, helping us utilize technology in powerful ways that will help us achieve the various things we're trying to achieve so that we can live whatever quality of life that we want to live. These require systems, automation, technology. Science and technology is the way that we can implement these things. Engineering is the way that we will be able to implement these things. And so what the biggest thing that I saw is the need for science and technology. When it's all said and done, science and technology is the foundation by which you create these systems and these infrastructures. Think about it, for example, who's creating these electrical wires, right? That you see, who's creating this concrete, who's building these roads, these bridges, how are they able to build communities in mountains, on the side of the mountains? Like you can see the water. If you look clearly, there's the whole ocean right behind me. It's just all blue. We're on an island, and there's houses on the side of hills and stuff like that. There's a certain level of engineering that you need to know to be able to do those kinds of things. And so I really believe that communities have to focus on science and technology. You have to. And you have to use your science and technology to build infrastructure and to build systems, things that will automate processes so that you can get more done in a short period of time. And you can scale and handle more citizens, more customers, more leads, more contacts, right? It's being able to have infrastructure in place so that when 1,000 people jump on, it doesn't fall apart. When 10,000 people jump on, it doesn't fall apart. When 50,000 people, 100,000 people, when 1 million people jump on, it doesn't fall apart. That's the importance of having systems and infrastructure. Science and technology will help you get there. That's basically what we need, in the community. It's like you got to have systems. You got to have infrastructure in place. You got to have technology in place so that it doesn't fall apart, And that's what you need in your business. If you don't have it, you won't be able to scale, you won't be able to grow. And here's the worst part, you won't be able to compete. You will not be able to compete. So it's very important to have the right systems in place, have the right educational systems in place, We got to go beyond, you know, fifth grade math, eighth grade math. We got to go beyond 10th grade math. We got to go beyond 12th grade math. Like we got to step up the game, right? We got to go beyond just, you know, building small buildings. We got to learn how to build skyscrapers. We got to learn how to build infrastructure, you know, plumbing infrastructure, electrical infrastructure, internet infrastructure, solar power infrastructure. These are the kind of things you need to learn if you're serious about building a community of people, and you're going to be concerned. You know, building a nation is extremely hard. I don't know, people sometimes make it sound like this stuff is easy. It's extremely hard. Creating a community is very, very hard. I believe it's harder than starting a business. It requires a lot more money to build a community, to build a nation. It requires a lot, you know, because you got to protect the nation, so now you need military. You got to heal the nation, so now you need hospitals. You got to, you know, you got to provide a quality of life, you know. So you're going to need all kinds of entertainments. You're going to need transportation. You're going to need living facilities. You're going to need jobs. You know, you're going to need so much. And there's so much to think about. That's why one of my favorite video games was SimCity, you know, because you're actually building cities, and you're thinking through these things. And so I just want to talk, you know, just encourage you to really think about the systems in your business. Think about how you're going to scale. Think about how you're going to move from 10 clients to 100 clients, from 100 clients to 1,000 clients, from 1,000 clients to 10,000 clients, from 10,000 clients to 100,000 clients. Think about how you're going to scale, and you're going to see the need for infrastructure. You're going to see that it's extremely difficult to scale without the right plumbing in place, without the right automation in place, without the right systems in place. You know, you're going to need the right people. You're going to need the right processes. You know, you're going to need the right, you know, workflows. And some of those workflows need to be automated. Some of those workflows will be manual steps. So you're going to need people to perform those manual steps, and you're going to need computers and robotics to perform the automated steps. And those things is going to require that we elevate our mind to a much higher form of thinking. If you ain't technical, you're going to have to get technical, or you're going to have to surround yourself with people who are technical, because this is a completely different game, you know. In order for Jamaica to move forward, they can't have 1970s mentality. It's 2019, baby, and so it's all digital. And that's why I said there's so many opportunities here, you know. I already saw some amazing opportunities here, and I will be back to implement some of those opportunities right here. You know, I just saw so many, and I was like, wow, there's some that I want to implement very, very quickly, and I want to do it this year. So I'm coming back here in April, actually, April or May, and this time it won't be for vacationing. It won't really be just for visiting family. It's like, okay, I need to meet some people. I need to connect with some leaders. You know, I need to connect with some realtors. I need to connect with some businessmen and smart people, and share some of my ideas and see if we can somehow create some kind of partnership and work together, because I see them. And so you can't solve everything, and I'm not trying to solve everything, and I don't think you should try to solve everything, but I think we should focus on trying to solve at least one thing, implement one thing at a time, you know, and see how it works, and then move to the next level, you know, when everything goes good. And so I see ways to implement infrastructure, even in my business over here in Jamaica. And so I'm going to be considering that and looking into that some more. Basically, that's all I wanted to share with you, is the importance of systems and infrastructure, getting the right systems in place, the right infrastructures in place, so that you can scale, so that you can resolve problems very quickly, so that you can pivot and adjust very quickly, that when the industry changes, the market changes, your customers changes, your competitors, you know, change, the laws change, because you have the right infrastructure and the right systems, you can quickly adjust, pivot, you're agile, and you can readjust yourself to take on whatever those new changes may be. That's why it's important to have the right infrastructure, and your infrastructure needs to be flexible, right? Your infrastructure needs to be flexible so that you can adjust to an ever-changing future, all right? So I just want to drop that in, your brain so that you can be thinking about that as you run your business. My plane is leaving in a couple of hours, so we're going to enjoy that, and then we'll be back in Florida, and we'll continue my time alone with my wife. But I'm also having some time with you because I'm creating these videos. But this is Samuel Genus. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to click on the link below to sign up for UShare 360 back office. As you know, I'm the owner of Predict Your Business, but I'm also the founder of UShare 360, and I have a partner. His name is Corey. You know, he's a co-partner, and we created a product called Back Office. And with this system, you can manage your contacts, you can manage your email campaigns, your marketing funnels, you can manage your website, your e-commerce, you can manage your projects, and you can manage your billing, all within this one system. There is no other African American, so I'm going to take ownership of that. There's no other African American who's created a system like this. You're going to read about me in the history books when Black History Month circles back around, because there's no other person, and I'm very proud of that. Some people will tell you, don't reinvent the wheel, but I'm about ownership. Yes, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm creating my own wheel, and a wheel that I believe that my customers and my audience can benefit from. And I want a piece of that market share. So I'm doing my best to create a product that your business will benefit from, that your business can grow from, that your business can expand from, and you can make money, you know, and be able to work, be able to kind of be anywhere in the world and yet get stuff done, because we're dealing in the digital age. And so I want to make sure that my audience and the people in my community have access to that digital platform, you know, which is called UShare 360 Back Office. It's a business platform in which you can run your business, and we're constantly expanding it. We have webinars that we do every week. We have you can call us and get support. We actually answer the phone. We respond to emails. We have people who can build your website. We also have people who can build your marketing funnels. So, and we're constantly expanding our consultant list to provide service to you, because we know for any of you who ever tried to build a marketing funnel, all the gurus, not all the gurus, let me take that back. So many people are like, oh, this is so easy. No, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Anybody who tells you that building a marketing funnel is extremely easy, they're wrong. It requires a lot of planning. It requires good ad copy. It requires good images. It requires a good product, a good offer. It requires you understanding your targeted audience. It requires the right timing. It requires the right presentation. It requires the right technology. You know, it requires the right support. It takes a lot of stuff, you know, and if you don't do it right, you ain't gonna make no money. If you don't do it right, you ain't gonna make no money. So, so click on the link below and sign up for UShare 360 Back Office. This is not a free trial. This is a free platform. You can it's a free platform, but when your business grows, that's when you start paying, which is great, because when you're trying to start off, we know that money is tight. We want to help you grow your business without breaking your budget, right? This is Samuel Genus with Predict Your Business. I will see you in the next video. Take care.